in the right place today. This is the place to be. There is nothing more important than we can do with our lives than to stand up for all of humanity. Non-violently, yes, but put our bodies, put our hearts, put our determination, our conviction in our struggle and our time on the line. Because fascism is a horrible thing anywhere it happens. But we are not talking about Chile in 1973. We are not talking about Haiti. We are not talking about any number of countries that have experienced fascism where hundreds of thousands of people have suffered. We are talking about the most powerful empire in the history of human civilization, with this demented fascistic lunatic who has his finger on the nuclear trigger is jeopardizing all of humanity. A few months ago, the young, courageous, first environmental and then for all of humanity activist Greta Thunberg was stepping onto a ship, and there were thousands of people who were participating in the Gaza flotilla. And a member of the press turned to Greta and they said, "Are you afraid of what Israel is going to do to you?" to Greta. And Greta says, "I am not afraid of Israel. I am afraid of the silence of the people in the face of this great injustice and crime." And this is what we need to be afraid of right now, because we know there are millions and millions of people to this moment, in fact it still remains the majority, who hate this fascism to the depths of their soul, but are doom scrolling their days away, or are hoping and praying for someone else to fix it. The time is now, today, outside the White House. This Monday, outside the White House. Monday the 24th, outside the White House. And hopefully we can get a different dynamic going and a different process going, where first there's hundreds like us today, then there becomes tens of thousands, then there becomes hundreds of thousands, and then there is an uprising, a political earthquake from below that becomes so unignorable, so ferocious, so fierce, so determined that people flood the streets outside of every U.S. embassy and consulate across this whole damn planet and say, "Trump must go now."
Trump must go now.
On the subject, yes, Trump must go. We're gonna march now. My name is Miles from Outernational. I wanted to let you know that our band is releasing a song. We covered David Bowie's song on the subject of what Greta Thunberg talked about, being fearful of the silence. This Friday, as part of the Fall of Freedom artistic project across the country, we're releasing a David Bowie cover called "I'm Afraid of Americans." Because until this uprising happens, which needs to happen now, we've got to be very fearful of what is being done in our names. So I'm so glad to be here in the streets with all of you today. And the last thing I'll just say is for the young people. I am a firm believer there is no retirement in the ranks of the resistance or the revolution. So when I come out here and see people in their 70s and 80s, I am inspired. However, we all know we got to get the teenagers and the people in their 20s out into the streets. They can do it. They can do it. We have to go out there and struggle with them and struggle for them, because we ain't gonna get this regime out unless there's hundreds of thousands of young people out there. In the name of humanity! In the name of humanity!
In the name of humanity!
We refuse to accept a fascist USA! In the name of humanity!
In the name of humanity!
We refuse to accept
We refuse to accept
a fascist USA!
a fascist USA!